First, it is time to welcome a Northwester and an Eastender who are both known by just one name. For the last 16 years, she's been Whitney, the drama queen of Albert Square, and for the last 4 decades, he's been Daniel, the country king of Ireland. Would you please welcome Shona McGarty and Daniel O'Donnell! Pull up a pew, pull up a pew. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
And Daniel, welcome home. I believe you're over in Canada there.
Yeah, we're just back Sunday last.
And how do you go down in Canada?
Sure, listen. They're not so bad. They like it all right.
They're not so bad.
Yeah.
Is it just me, Shauna, but he's getting younger every year?
He
isn't
is.
He absolutely is.
He actually is.
I mean, are you training with Jimmy McGuinness or sleeping in the fridge? What's going on?
Oh, well, I doubt Jimmy wouldn't have me on the pitch. No, there'd be a sad team if I was on the pitch. I suppose I'll have to go into the freezer. Maybe when you get over 60, it's not as easy.
I'm going to be looking for some tips very soon, Daniel. Shauna, we've got to talk about Whitney and Eastenders. Obviously, we know the character you're playing, but we didn't know that underneath that you were a secret fan of this man. Tell us how that came about.
Huge fan. So I grew up listening to Daniel's music, and we actually had a picture of the Sacred Heart, and right next to him was Daniel. And they were exactly the same, and every day we were... Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, huge fan, so yeah.
So the family was London Irish, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
And, and so what would they make of you sitting here beside the Sacred Heart tonight?
Well, my grandparents on both sides were Irish. Dad's family were from Limerick and Leitrim. And Mum's family were from Wexford and Tip. So, yeah. So, yeah, I think if they were watching now, which I'm sure they are, they would be so incredibly proud of me and just absolutely delighted.
Delighted. And I mean, we're delighted that you're together. How did you guys get together?
Well, it was through Glory Honeyford, really, that contacted me and said that Shauna had, enjoyed the music and would love to sing on a show sometime. So we made contact, and Shauna came to the Fairfield Halls, I suppose about 3 years ago now, and sang a couple of songs and just blew the audience away. I mean, we all know her for acting, a little bit of singing, I suppose, by times on EastEnders, but I mean, her voice is incredible, and it's lovely that we're able to make the connection, and certainly, I suppose a lot of people wouldn't know that there was an Irish connection. When you watch the EastEnders, you're not always aware of the person behind the character.
Well, this is it. You're talking about the person behind the character, Shauna. You're used to, dealing with divas on EastEnders. I mean, what's Daniel like to work with? Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Honestly, Daniel is the most hard-working person, especially in this industry. It can be so difficult. Daniel is an icon and a legend, and it's just an honour to even be sitting beside him. It's true, though. Daniel is amazing and such a wonderful person. And, yeah, we've kept in contact, and it means a lot. I never thought I'd be sitting here.
You never thought you'd be sitting here. Honestly, you're in for an absolute treat when these two start to sing. Now, you're off, I believe, on a cruise next year, is that right?
We are. We're going on Gertrude Burns' cruise again. We've just been on one in Greece.
See, this is how he's looking so young. This is how it is.
At the end of August. So the next one is in the Caribbean.
And do they like it when you come and drop your anchor? No.
Now listen here, yourself and your anchor. you're
See?
I'll tell you.
He gives you the look and you just go, no.
Yeah.
We can't go any further
It's
than
not
that.
much good to have the Sacred Heart on the wall and him in front of us.
I need more than the Sacred Heart, Daniel. We both know that. We have to congratulate you, Shauna. You have It's basically every woman's ambition, isn't it, to be marrying an Irish man? You're going to be marrying an Irish man. Tell us how that happened.
I am. So strangely, I mean, TikTok is kind of the new Tinder, apparently. Well, it was for us anyway. David is from Offaly. Yeah, David's from Offaly. We met on TikTok, and he's a brilliant guitarist, and that's kind of how we got chatting. We did a little duet on TikTok and ended up, what do they call it, sliding into each other's DMs?
Sliding into each other's DMs.
Yeah.
That sounds...
It does sound weird, I know.
Yeah,
It
you know,
does.
I can't imagine what that's like.
No. Daniel thinks DMs are working boots.
I know, DM, Doc Martens, aye.
Now, you were also at a family wedding over the summer.
We were. This is the suit I wore.
No.
I'm getting good
Good to
value.
get two turns
getting
out of
good
it.
value. Just change the shirt. We had a great time. Michael got married to Sarah in Italy in July.
Yes.
And we had a lovely time. It was a lovely, lovely couple of days. And that's us there, of course, in the picture. And they live in Australia, and they've just told us that they're going to have a baby in April. So it's great news.
And they said, don't be telling anybody,
Well,
keep it to
that's the
yourself. So you
story.
come on the Late Late Show and told us all.
They used to say that's the wedding night, baby, and it's 9 months from the very day. So I'll tell you something. If it was any different, the Sacred Heart would have fallen off the wall.
I believe your grandson Archie, there was a certain tradition he wasn't too impressed with at the wedding.
We were at Sarah's people are all Greek. They're like her grandmother is living in Australia. She was born in Greece. Her father was born in Greece. And during the dancing, the Greek people all got out and they broke the plates, as is customary with them. And Archie was standing with me and he says, "What are they doing, Gaga?" I said, "Oh, that's something that the Greek people do, the break plates." And he looked up at me and says, "That's an awful waste of money, Gaga." So I'll tell you, he is the head well screwed on.
I was going to say, you can tell he's from Donegal, Shauna, that's for sure. That's for sure. Now, you guys are going to be doing a duet. We lost the mighty Kristofferson during the week, one of the great songwriters of all time, Daniel.
Absolutely. You know, I doubt that there's many people alive who would not have heard a Kristofferson song, even in all genres of music, irrespective of what you enjoy. He had such a crossover, in his music, and so many great songs. People won't even know that he wrote many of them. And I mean, he was a great performer too, and that, there's something about the writer when they perform their own songs. They have, I suppose, it's their baby, And he brings it to life. So it's a sad loss to music, but the legacy that he left behind is incredible. And we picked this song to sing 2 months ago. It's ironic that it should be a Kristofferson song. So it's a nice way to pay tribute to him.
And I know you had a personal connection through your lit manager, Kieran.
Kieran, sadly, as we know, a lot of people know, Kieran passed away in January, and a great loss to us and to his family. But he brought many people to Ireland, and Kristofferson was one of the people that he brought. And, he had a great history in music, and he's gone all too soon. And, the loss is tremendous to us, but to his family, it's just, we can't even quantify, the loss that they have. But he again left a great memory for all of us behind, and all of the things he did. And, the work connection is one thing, but we had a great friendship too. I worked with him from 1988. He did the first show. Even though Sean Riley was my manager, Kieran promoted all of our shows here in Ireland from 1988. So it's a huge loss. It's hard to just fathom what life is all about sometimes, but that's the way it is.
That is the way it is, Daniel. But I think one of the things, Shauna, is that when people go through good times and when they go through hard times, it's music that gets them through.
Music is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's songs like this that mean that wee bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such an honour, like a complete honour to be able to sing this song tonight.
Well, look, you're going to be singing it a wee bit later on. Give it up one more time for Shauna and Daniel.